Hi guys, welcome to this video. Look at the time. It's almost time to release our ISO for the 7th of May. And if you're already a little bit longer at ArcoLinux, you know that we give you an article and 2 videos. One, what is new? What have we done the last 2 months? That's the what is new video, and how to stay rolling. That's gonna be this one. I start off always with a VirtualBox setup. Download the very last one of last time, of course, March. And I update till we get to the version of May. And we think about what did we change on the ISOs. It's not always that black and white, but it is a straightforward process to say, okay, what things have we removed from the ISOs, what have been added to the ISOs, and what are essential, of course, right? Okay, one of the things that is interesting, well, first off, did you know we have so many aliases, and they keep on growing and keep having what ifs. But one of the things to actually learn and to see what changed on my system, and it's only a very small fragment of your system, that is the etc scal. If I type backup scal, what happens? I get a folder with the content of etc scal as it was on the ISO. It's frozen in time, it's the March edition, and here it is. This is what's on my machine back in March. Now I will update this system, so I'll keep rolling, right? And things will change. Now the system is bigger than just etc scal, which is here. Lots of other folders and files that they are. So I've just made a copy by just typing backup scal from this content. All the rest will just be updated, right? If it's inside user share or user bin or anything like it, it's just gonna be in the process of updating. But keeping an eye on the etc scal is interesting. And you decide if you want to use our other wonderful alias, scal, if you know what scal does, right? If you're new to ArcoLinux, you might be surprised what it does and say, oh my god, I've lost everything. You did not. You have created a backup as well, and so on and so on. Here it is, scal, calamares, burned USB, scal. 3 things that I think matter, and if there are more things that you say, Eric, include this, I will, right? So this is why scal is there. It can be a blessing or a curse, and then you start reading. Okay, not gonna scal right now because this is a stay rolling video. Update, that's all you need to know and remember. Update, again, it's an alias, so do check it out what it means. Let's do this again with a smaller screen. I don't like it to be full screen like that. So update. What's important now? We're using Pacman. Pacman is our package manager, hence the name Pacman, right? And he asks us sometimes these questions. Do you want to replace this with that? Yes, no. Sometimes it's a capital yes, but sometimes it's a capital N for no. So it depends. If you press enter now, is the capital Y or the yes that's going to be applied. In this case, this is all about our projects giving it more freedom. You'll see later on in the what's new video that the May edition of 2021 is all about freedom. We've taken a look at all our 22 desktops, and we've seen where can we converge, what can we do to get one package for, let's say, 21 desktops, and that's this case. ArcoLinux config all desktops is applied on 21 desktops. Is it important? Yeah, because Pacman will have conflicts if you give the same file with another name. Am I saying it right? If you're giving 3 packages and they all supply one file, the same file, it will clash. unpack my center. It's not possible. One file can only be delivered by one package. Done. Now there are less clashes, which means more freedom, more flexibility. We can install 21 desktops, 22 desktops together. There will be conflicts because Plasma is Plasma and Deeping is Deeping and GNOME is GNOME, stuff like that. But we have created more flexibility in these 22 desktops with the, voila, these packages. So yes, you say yes. Either type yes or you type enter, it's going to be the same. The dconf is a little bit more tricky in the sense that, well, the other one, the config all desktops, can be applied to 21 desktops, just not Plasma. So Plasma is really separate there. But the dconf is even more difficult. There's about 5 that really can't be mixed. So we've made a dconf all desktops for those that can be converged, can be combined. So yes again, okay. And then this is just a name change. I just saw in the list that we never mentioned the 4, so the XFCE 4, that's the only difference. ArcoLinux XFCE panel profiles, and the 4 is gone. The package is exactly the same thing, just a name change. So yes, that was us. That was ArcoLinux changing things. This is ArcoLinux changing things. They found that the capital US was not that nice. Let's go for a small US. You see the small letters there? Okay, if that's all, that's all. Yes, fine. Then they came with renaming the package Python dbus, and they switched it around. They called it now dbus Python. And it's understandable because there are so many Python packages. If you do sudo pacman -s Python, tap, right? But dbus tap will be less. So will you say yes? Yes, you say yes. You trust ArcoLinux. Python dbus common changing to dbus Python. Yes, no. Yes, right? If you say no, everything holds, right? So yes. And then we got this conflict back in the a few weeks or months ago, maybe even, and users asked what to do. Since you've changed something here, let's kill our media here. I see it's still open. Quit Discord and quit Telegram. So when you see these conflicts, these name changes, I say, yeah, of course, dbus Python and a name change there, a name change here. This is not the case where you press enter. Enter will do nothing, no update. This is the case where you do type yes and say, okay, let's remove Python 2 dbus and go ahead. Voila, we're through. All these things, yeah, you learn them gradually, right? Month per month. These pop up and you ask us and we give you advice. So these packages, an ISO is a frozen moment in time, right? So on March the 17th, I have built the ISO. Okay. Since then, and it's now May, that means March, April. So a month and a half, which means 6 weeks. In 6 weeks time, we have 1461 megabytes to download. And we do hear that often. It's normal. ArcoLinux just puts out a lot of updates. It's entirely up to you how much you update. Daily, weekly, monthly, right? It's how much you have well spent, or what internet service provider you have, the speed you have, the volume you have. It's entirely up to you. You don't need to update. It's a choice to update. That being said, another piece of advice is this little red thing here. It's PAMAC, wanting your attention. It's a graphical user interface to update. I make all my videos in a terminal. I'll show you why this is sometimes more interesting. And let's not forget the keyring tip, I try to remember to tell you that keyrings are important in Pacman. Pacman is going to check, is this packet signed, and so on and so on. So keyrings. If there is sometimes, and there is, and you see it in the videos, but in this case it's not, it might be in the future. Ah, look, a new wallpaper just arrived. So sudo pacman key problems. What do you do? -s, you install the ArcoLinux keyring. Voila, that's all. Remember that. ArcoLinux keyring. And then you try updating again. Okay. Yes, got it. So this is the phase where you download. These are the checks you need to pass, 4 lines here. And then you're off. You're installing all the packages. And you scroll, and in the beginning you'll say, what's all that? But it will gradually grow on you, and you'll gradually know the internal system of your machine. And that's the point. You want to learn. That's why you are, hopefully, at ArcoLinux, right? When Pacman finds a file, and there is already a file, it does not overwrite it. So the mirror list stays the same, and the new mirror list is called pacnew. So if you want to check out, it's not necessary, but if you want to check out, you can find them and you can see what is it. So let's do one as an example. So Super Shift Enter. Do know your keyboard shortcuts, it's so much faster, and you will be moving faster into tiling window manager as well. So you get to know, you have already the knowledge of the key bindings. So let's move you like this. Let's move you like that. It says here, make package. This is a configuration to make packages. And here's the new one, and here's the old one. This is the one used, this is the one used, and that's the new one, provided by ArcoLinux. Okay. Now all you need to do is run a compare. In this case, we can't write because we are in the protected part, but this is basically the change. They provide this as change, but we have changed also something. We've told the system to use the 4 cores in VirtualBox. I have 4, I have 8 in reality, so 4 for the guest system and 4 for the host. So my building goes faster than not saying anything. So this changed up here, and here as well the threads, more cores to build, and that's our change. That's our way of making our machine work. So basically it's just this bit here. You want it, entirely up to you. So what else? You can go have a look at this one and so on. Then as the etc scal, we went already there. etc scal is a folder that if you use, and all Linux distributions use it, anything you put in here will come in the home directory of the user. Simple, right? So if you want him to start with a wallpaper or something like that, and it's set in the .config in xfce, we have here the wallpaper settings, and it will apply the wallpaper. That's it. That's how easy it is to apply a wallpaper. Provide, of course, the wallpaper source. But the etc scal is just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, there is more than etc scal, a lot more. All the rest is just gets updated. Our etc scal can be configuration. Take a look what's in there. Oh my god, I'm typing so wrong now. Scal. Take a look. The .config is in here. The bin file is in here with all the fun stuff. Tank is the new one. Where is tank? Tanks, here he is. Tanks with an S is there. But also the BashRC, all our aliases are here. The ZSHRC. So it's packed with themed and tweaked. And in a sense, sometimes I say it's the soul of ArcoLinux. It's the look, the soul of ArcoLinux, right? Delete this and you've basically an ArcoLinux again. All right, so etc scal. Will we use it or not? Entirely up to you. You know that you can here read the text about Skell. But we were going over the extras, right? So Skell explained. We got here keys, if you're wondering what this is. So there's the keys coming in from Chaotic, it seems. They have launched, well, added more keys to their list. We have it now too. So Chaotic, if you don't know what it is, it's a place, a repository, a catalog, that where you can say, let's add more packages to my possibilities to install. So it's a warehouse of packages where you can download. You can just check it out with PAMAC or with Pacman. That's it. That's Chaotic's repo. Another warehouse of packages. For example, kernels. So etc Skell, you see we did a lot of changes, but that's why we did backup Skell. We'll just see in a minute what changed. Bluetooth main has changed. Maybe if you have Bluetooth problems, you go and check what's the difference between these two. So that's not our changes, right? It's Arch, always Arch. etc Skell is often us. Not always. Upgrading all these things, fine, good for you. And then he's going to create the new Linuxes, because we've jumped, like I've just checked it out, from 16 to 6. I think it was 10 kernels and 6 weeks. So it's at least a kernel or two a week that we change, and we're not asking questions. I mean, it's ArcoLinux. All right. There's a message here in the meantime that shows you, hey guys, important Linux packages have changed. Reboot is recommended. And if you think we're playing with that, well, it will show you now. Anyway, we'll reboot now to make sure that everything is applied. But before we do, let's have a look again. This guy, Control T, let's do a backup Skell after the update. Sometimes I say this is before the haircut, and you went to the hairdressers before the update, and this is after the update. I'll come back and I'll come and check what's the difference, but just the tip of the iceberg, right? It's just etc Skell, that's it. Okay. Let's reboot. So many things have changed. You need to apply it. For example, for Thunar, you get all kind of error messages. For Dolphin and Plasma, you get all kind of error messages. The only thing, well, the good practice I do is in the morning, I boot up, I type update, I see the lines, and I reboot. Even if it's not necessary to reboot, I reboot. And voila. And the rest of the day, well, it's just fun, but no updates anymore. So, update. There's another one. Oh, do we have to do it twice? I think so. I think so. So yes, because there is a new version. I guess so. So another Skell is necessary because it is in the etcskell.config. You see? So let's wait for the Skell and let's first analyze. We have these two guys. What changed? Compare. We don't want to see what's new. We don't care what's new. Sorry, what's the same. We don't care what's the same. We want to see what's new, right? So like this. Okay, we've made a stay rolling version 1. That's something I shouldn't forget. I will forget it, so I'll do it right now. What we do here is we have a folder called .bin, stay rolling, 2021, and we have scripts in here. But this is a script from last time. I have not done my Skell yet. I have not done my Skell yet. etc Skell bin all the new stuff is here. Whoa, wrong file, folder there. This is the new stuff. Moving from March to May. And that's what's in here, but it's not in here. So that's why we skel. That's why we say, did you skel? Certainly for tiling window managers, it's important because our config is in the home directory. So I preferably will just do a skel right now. And off we go. Voila. You see it immediately. We have now a folder. We moved everything from etc to your home directory. And that's the choice you have to make. Stay rolling. Let's do that and see if I did no typos. We've added Paru and created a configuration package for it. If you want to keep or remove Trizen, it's up to you. Sudo pacman -r Trizen. So Trizen is another AUR helper. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google ArcoLinux AUR helper. Okay. Yes, sure. And in the meantime, RIP grip has also been installed if it was not already installed. In this case, it was already installed, so it just skips it, which is okay by me. Again, something was written to, you get it, etc skel, which means you'll never use it. Aha. So I should do skel? Yes, you should do skel. Or you do a meld and go and have a look file per file, folder per folder, or just skel. Now maybe, since all these changes have been made, this skel is actually already an old one. No, this one. No, that one. thinking. Control T, backup skel. Let's make another one anyway. Because now we have 3 things. 1, 2, 3, and meld just nearly can do that. 3 things. So what changed? What did we last add? Paru. Okay. So in here somewhere, not the same, I don't want to know the same. Here is Paru. You see? Paru conf. That's new. It was not in the beginning, it was not after a reboot, I guess, and this is after our scripts. So the easy way, comfortable way to do is this one and this one, otherwise it gets a little bit too complex. So with this in mind, the only thing I see is what is new actually. Like finally, it is what is new at the level of folders and files. All right. Anyway, you can stop here. I mean, everything is up to date and it's finished. It is. The only thing I can add to it is say up all, and up all is going to use our. I can say something more there. I see. There is yay and there is paru, right? And the alias up all. What's behind it is entirely up to you. You can change this to paru. But it says now yay minus syu no confirm, meaning update me everything, but also the stuff from AUR, packages you've built yourself that are not coming from ArcoLinux, not coming from our repos. Things you'd build extra, they will be updated too. And this thing is actually saying Electron 6 is not on the Arch user repository. So nothing to do with ArcoLinux. It's a place where all the recipes are kept. Electron 6 is no longer there. Fine, you say. Then I get rid of it. How many electrons do I have? I have 6 and I have 9. Okay. And if Pacman doesn't say anything, like, hey, you're gonna break this, you're gonna break that, if it doesn't say that, you just can say yes and bye. It's gone. You don't need the package for nothing. Okay, cool. So now we are fully up to date. And there's nothing more I can tell besides the guys who want to know more. So you can stop the video here. The system is up to date. You're rolling. Now, what changed since the last one last version we had in March. And here, what we did is we made a file, a folder and a file to stay rolling. We just ran that, right? hfetch is new. Right, hfetch is new. Okay, sfetch. Oh, smaller one. Okay, let's do a clear and sfetch again, so it notices, yeah, smaller. These things have been added. Thanks have been added. So just for fun, for kicks, for screenshots. Variety desktop is no longer there. So no, we're not auto starting variety anymore, basically. And then catfish RC is gone as well as a setting. We've deleted some ugly named files here and gave the new ones, the nice, beautiful new ones from ArcoLinux. We've changed the lazuli conky. I think it was about the volume you download. Deconf settings have been added and changed. A new folder in here and a new file for the deconf. GPIC has been deleted. GTK2 is no longer there. GTK is no longer there. 3, 2, yeah. i3 has changed. What changed? We added xlunch. Right, true. It's not used. The code is there. It's just a hashtag away and xlunch works. Same for the polybar, xlunch. Just delete this line, install xlunch, and you got it. NanoRC has been changed considerably, so I just made it a few hours ago. I changed the package so that it's gonna be nice and lovely. Like NB is another thing I've done, a new alias to quickly edit the bash RC, go through it with all these nice coloring and say, forget about that. I actually don't want neofetch anymore. Just give me neofetch with lolcat behind it. Control X, yes, and then enter. And if I do Control T, we'll see it says lolcat command not found, but it says so in the text of bash RC. Install it. Okay, fun. Another 20 megabytes. Control T, and you got this. This can be nice, but NB. Let's see what went wrong there. I actually wanted something else to happen. All right, so neofetch. I want sfetch. Smaller one. Yes, okay. Update. Oh, what am I doing? Control T. Right, another Control T will change the colors. That's lolcat for you. You have no control over the colors, so every time it's a little bit different. Okay, fun stuff. All right, what else? Yeah, we moved from LightDM to SDM. So OpenBox was pointing to LightDM stuff where it should have been SDM stuff. And that's basically the changes. Going from OpenBox, from LightDM to SDM in OpenBox. And that's the change. Again here, OpenBox, we did tell this time not to be there, Plank. Stay out of sight. So if you do love Plank in OpenBox, all you need to do is delete the hashtag here. We're not using XFC settings D by default, hence I had to change also a few of the keyboard shortcuts. Most notably, the F12 is important, or F12 is something we can't live without anymore. The drop down is in all our 22 desktops in one way or another. Paru is our AOR helper, but it was a little bit strange in the sense that he was, we needed to have this bottom up thing. He was putting the least important things at the end, and we had to scroll all the way up to see the most important ones. So that's not convenient. The MIME apps list, we've changed some things in here. Sublime text for the Xlog has been changed. So you see how easy it is to follow along We've added some more Electron 10 and 11, so I'm thinking already in the future that we don't see them. We don't want them in our menus. There's no need to see Electron here in our menus. And that's how we do it, by setting these things. Pagure C, yep, we've made, thanks to a tip of a user, so why not put a variable up here, and then people can change it and set it to VI or anything else. And then everything down there is going to be using that particular variable. RG, so the RIP grip is new, and we've told him to sort by path, which is more interesting. And here you have all these editors. So there are a few new ones. NZ is editor ZSH, and B is edit Pagure C. There's the Samba you can configure immediately, or the nsswitch.conf you can configure, or the fs tab. And this one has moved to another place. Here's the better log screen. XD is an important one. Why? We will ask you from time to time, right? XD is the content. Give me actually, well, just type it, Eric. Give me the list what's inside of the user share X sessions. Hence the short, the name XD, X session desktop, XD, right? That's provide me what you have, because we'll have people installing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 22 desktops on one machine, and it's gonna have problems like all over, right? This desktop works, that one is a bit strange, but it works also. They will all work, I suppose. I'm thinking about deeping, not sure about that one, but the thing is, often we'll ask, so we can already think why is it not working, why is an icon the way it is, etc. And we'll ask, just type XD and tell us what desktops you have on your machine. Okay, for the rest, another tip from a user, why not go for tar XF? So we did. And the reporting tools, so the fun stuff, right? So all these possibilities. ALCI is also a very nice one, ALCI, but as you see, command not found. What do you do? Sudo pacman -s ALCI. Also beautiful. You just have to make it a little bit bigger. Voila. All right, that's the complete tour. I've done a melt this time and a backup scal to really go into the details of what changed. So this is something you can do on a regular basis. From time to time, do a backup scal and say, let's compare what's changed between this version and that version. What did we add? What did we change? We only added Paru, the Paru configuration. Ah, okay, that's fine. And then you know, simple as that. So keeping control of what goes on your machine is, I think, important. All right, 33 minutes. I think I've said it all. You are rolling. And maybe for the last time, this will never ever change. Doesn't mean you're not up to date. It means that's the ISO you use to install your system. That's all it means. And it will stay the same, hopefully for the coming 5 years, which means you're rolling. That's it. We're just rolling all the time, updating, following along, and well, having fun basically. All right, cheers, bye.